pupils, welcome to Floraville online class. Today on physical health and safety education, the topic is body abuse. Now what is body abuse? Body abuse simply means handling the body in a wrong way. Body abuse is using or handling the body in a wrong way. Now a person's body can be abused either by the person or by another person. Now how can this happen? Now when a person begins to fondle his private parts or other sensitive area in the body, like the penis, the breast, the vagina and all that, that could be regarded as body abuse. Also, a person can be abused by another person when another person begins to touch the person's sensitive area wrongly. Now we have two types of abuse. We have the physical abuse and we also have sexual abuse. Physical abuse means inflicting injuries or marks on a person's skin with the use of hard objects such as belts, cutlass, cane and so on, thereby causing injury on the person's body. Now we also have sexual abuse. Sexual abuse means another person touching a person's body against the person's will or wish. Now let's look at the consequences of body abuse. Sexual abuse damages the female private parts. Sexual abuse damages the female private parts. Now how can this be? When an adult has sexual intercourse with a child, that could damage the female private parts, because the private parts of children are very, very sensitive and tender, and also it could lead to reproductive problem in the future. Then physical abuse disfigures the skin and body parts. Like I explained to you, when an adult beats a child to the extent of blood coming out of the person's body or inflicting marks on the person's skin, that could also be a consequence of physical abuse. Now, sexual abuse also leads to unwanted pregnancy, and also it leads to sexually transmitted disease. Now how can this be? Now if an adult has sexual intercourse with a child, if that adult has any sexually transmitted disease like gonorrhea or syphilis, the child could contract it. Now let's look at the methods of body abuse. Number one, touching a person's private parts. Now I want to tell you this. If you're around or you're in any situation where an adult is touching your private parts, make sure you report to your parents or any trusted adults around you. Make sure you don't keep quiet, because you could fall a victim of sexual abuse. Also, having inappropriate sexual talk with a child. If any adult comes to you and begins to talk to you about sex without the purpose of education, make sure you run away from such adults, so that you will not fall victim of sexual abuse. Beating a child with hard objects, just like I had explained to you. Then watching pornographic film with a child. Watching pornography, this can be done with the use of television, phones, laptops and so on. Now if any adult calls you and opens his or her phone and begins to show you pictures of naked men and women, make sure you report to your parents. Don't keep quiet. Ways to react to body abuse. Leave me alone. Shout, help, help, help. I'm not going with you. I'm going to report you to my parents. Now, silence is not the best way to react to sexual or body abuse. Make sure you don't keep quiet. If you're being harassed sexually, make sure you report to your parents or any trusted adult around you. Now, ways of preventing body abuse. Do not play or talk to strangers. Now, make sure you don't talk to someone that you do not know, so that they don't take you to an unknown place and defile you. The next is dress decently. Make sure you always wear clothes that will cover your body. If mommy or daddy gives you any clothes that will expose your breasts or your thighs, make sure you don't wear such clothes. Tell your mommy and daddy that they should give you something that will cover your body. Now, do not walk on lonely roads. If you're walking on a road and you discover that road is lonely, go back home and ask an adult adult that is someone you can trust to go with you. Then always be in the company of a trusted adult. Make sure that you're always in the company of a trusted adult. Alright, today we have talked about body abuse. And like I said, body abuse simply means handling the body in a wrong way. We have also looked at the consequences of body abuse. We have also mentioned methods of body abuse and ways to react to body abuse. Until our next lesson, goodbye.